everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. You're back in the kitchen with KK, and I'm a functional and integrative health coach who is really inspired to helping people understand how much control they have over their health by getting back in the kitchen, relaxing, and creating nutrient-dense food that you have complete control over the ingredients. So instead of giving our control away to chefs that are not trained for health, to other people to cook your food, you can take back that control to make sure that you're not getting inflammatory ingredients, inflaming the cells, and so that you can get the most nutrient dense potential possible. Plus, you'll save about over 3 times the amount just by cooking at home. So how fun. I do have a passion for cooking. That's why I'm here. I don't make money off this channel. I'm here as a passion and a message because I see so many people sick. I work with very sick people, and some of them don't want to change. And unless you are doing preventative care, which less than 5% of healthcare dollars are spent on today, you're not driving your own health, and you have so much control over it. So I'm really just trying to inspire people how easy it is. Get back in the kitchen. This meal is going to be ready in a half hour, and I'm going to give you tips about meal prep along the way. I'm very big on thinking about what you need for the week. Meal prep saves people. It will help you lose weight, gain energy, feel better. So we're actually celebrating Sloppy Joe and Sloppy Jane Day, which is March 18th. Kind of fun, right? So I search out these days to give me some fun topics to talk about. But comfort food is huge. And in the 70s, when I was a young kid, that's when they came out with the hamburger helpers. That was the first introduction to a lot of MSG chemicals, additives, preservatives, flavor packs thrown into food, making you think something tastes good. It's really MSG or chemicals, exciting, excitogens, turning on neurotransmitters, much like drugs do. So we're just going to get away from all that. It's actually so simple. So we are stuffing a sweet potato. A lot of the old sloppy joes, we used hamburger buns. Well, there's zero nutrients in hamburger buns, and they're filled with inflammatory ingredients and glyphosate today, which also affects prefrontal cortex, things like that. So we want to get away from the food that provides no nutrients. And most of that is your breads, your rice, your pastas. That's like, it's not essential food. Essential food is nature's carbs, fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, and very clean, lean meats. We're going to be using ground turkey today. So that's the sloppy Jane part of it. You could use a bison, you could use a venison. So these are wild game meats that are definitely grass fed. They're fed in their natural habitat. And you're getting different omega-3s from that, better fats. So this is an organic ground turkey. What else are we putting in? Just onion. Now, a typical recipe, I want you to go off recipe, get inspired, get creative, go, what else do I have in my refrigerator that I could add some nutrients in here? Well, a lot of them do have either shredded up or chopped carrots. I am definitely putting carrots. Kids love carrots. So you could shred them, but when you're chopping them, you could also make a few extra carrot sticks for any of your lunches. I have a zucchini, so I'm adding some zucchini in. I'm going to take the seeds out, put some zucchini in, more nutrients. And I don't love red bell peppers. I don't like green ones. They don't work as well with my body. So I'm going to use a small amount. Bell peppers are definitely on the dirty dozen list. They must be organic. I do like poblano peppers, so it's a little bit of heat. This is going to be fun to add to it. We're also going to add some smoky paprika for a great taste. Well, let's start by getting in, excuse me, let's get the sweet potato in. And you want to get a sweet potato that's generous size. If you're cooking for 4 people, you need 2, split them in half. And you definitely want a nice sharp knife. So just get it cut in half here. Give it a little bang on your cutting board. I do not use plastic cutting boards. We don't need any more plastic in our blood, in our bodies. I think I've mentioned to you how I clean this board and keep it really conditioned. This is an expensive, amazing board. When you have a nice big board, it gives you a lot of working space. So here we go. Beautiful, right? Now we're going to get our parchment paper ready to hand. And I like to use coconut oil at this case because you're able to reach into the jar with, I always keep out my little pastry brush because I'm cooking a lot, but it's fine. I keep it on the stove. Just brush it down. We're going to flop them face side down here. You don't need to put salt and pepper on these because you're going to be filling them with seasoning. So we'll scoop a little bit out after they're cooked to add into the mixture here. What I do like to do with anything I'm baking, this will speed up the softening time. Put a little bit of parchment paper over the top and allow. So we're going to get these in the oven. The oven is on 430 minutes. That gives you time to prep this whole recipe. Okay, we are set. So now we have time to get this all going. First of all, yellow onion. Because I'm just cooking for me, let's back this up a little bit. We don't need, I don't need a whole bunch here. I'm gonna have two, so I'm just gonna use half of this onion here and save the rest. So you see, I cut the top and the bottom off. You always wanna have create a flat space when you're cutting anything because then it won't roll around. We'll save this and I'll put it back into the refrigerator. Of course, I have my little prep bowls because I'm just using a smaller amount of honey. I have the smaller ones here ready to go. And so many different ways you can cut an onion. Because I'm dicing it this time, I just like to slice the whole thing like that and then cut this way. I've seen people cut it many different ways. Just make sure that you're cutting so you're not going to slip. Use your nails, grab into the onion, whatever you have to do. You're not being judged when you're cooking at home. You're cooking for nutrients. You're not going to screw up the flavor because you cut a certain way. Just don't cut your fingers. That's all we care about. So having a board scraper is very important. Keeps everything nice and neat, and it doesn't allow you to try to use your knife to clean up everything. I'm using my electric skillet. This is a non-toxic green type pan. Although it's not green, it's pink. You know, I like my pink. And so this is a case where you can use a high heat avocado oil. So we're gonna let that get hot for a few minutes. And then now I just want a small amount of this red sweet potato, sweet pepper, and a little bit of the poblano pepper. So we got those. Those will go back into the refrigerator. So if you have any other reason to use, actually, would be a great opportunity for you to make egg bites if you like those. If you're not using all of the ground turkey in this recipe, you can grill some up here to put into egg bites because a lot of people like the bell peppers in egg bites as well. So egg bites are just a way to have an easy egg muffin. So you do them in muffin pans. My clients love them that I prep for. Either I do it as a frittata or I do them in muffin pans. So just rough chop these. They don't have to be perfect because you're not a sous chef and you're not at a restaurant where you're worried about being judged. You're at home, you're creating nutrients, you're relaxed in your kitchen, and I hope you're listening to some good music. Nice, relaxing jazz with no words. That's actually preferable. Something to relax your body. I just got back from a long bike ride in our beautiful city today and going to the world famous Selby Gardens, where they have an amazing exhibition about George Harrison. So he owned a big property in England, and he had a very big desire to get into nature and be a gardener. So kind of fun. You can cut these any way you want. I just slice them and then I chop through them. Just put them in a pile and chop them up. They don't have to be perfect. If you want to use your chef knife for this, you can, but since you're prepping with your Santoku knife, just keep using it. Just get them small enough so that you have the flavor of these peppers distributed. So you see how fun this is. When you have your bowls, you just stay really organized. And organization really helps relax and keep you feeling in control. And that's really important, especially if you don't cook all the time. And just understand that you get better every time you do something. Excellence is not a habit. I mean, excellence is a habit, it's not a trait. So the more that you do something, the better you get at it. The more you make a recipe, the better you get. You know that. And let's see. So I like to use my melon baller to just to scoop the seeds right out of the center. See how that works? And that creates something nice and neat. And I mean, there's no reason to keep the seeds in the zucchini when you're making something like this. And that way you can have smaller pieces that are like cute little cubes. So let's get rid of all the centers. And then you just cut them into sticks, and then you're going to cut the sticks. Now, if you have to prep for any other event or you're putting food to go for lunches, you can save some of these and put into a little baggie for lunches. So always be thinking about, you know, what do I have to make? What could I be making while I'm using my time wisely in the kitchen? I say this because when I meal prep for clients, I charge by the hour and I get a lot done in 4 hours if I'm doing a 4-hour job here. So then you just line up all the sticks and cut through them. It couldn't be easier, honestly. And don't worry if they're not all exactly the same size. It's super easy. Let's get another bowl. I have a lot of these bowls. You can get them right on Amazon. Winco sells little stainless steel bowls. They stack up really nice and easy. The carrots. So this is nice and warm now. So what we're going to add in is the avocado oil and the onions. We're going to get the onions nice and translucent. So about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil is fine. You can use your little pastry brush to distribute the oil around. You've got the onions in there. You want them to get fragrant and start to get translucent. I need to grab some garlic. Now, if you have a need for carrot sticks, perfect opportunity to do carrot sticks unless you choose to shred them. Okay, so cut them in half, put them on the flat side down, cut them in half again, or depending how big they are, you can cut them into 3 pieces, and now you have some strips. And don't make them too big, else they'll be hard, and you want them to cook within the time that you're making this. You don't want hard chunks of carrots. We'll add those into the mix here pretty soon. So carrot number 2. If it's daunting, the long carrot, just cut it in half and then do it again. Put the flat side down. Now what you might want to do is cut the tips off here because this is a different size, and then you can cut this into 3 parts. I like my carrots, so. But I am doing an event we're going to Polo this Sunday. So I may need some carrots. So this is a good time. Get a few extra carrots. Now these carrots they were picked out of the ground last Friday because I got them at the farmer's market last Saturday. That's what's perfect about Florida. In the winter, we're in our growing season. We get amazing produce, just phenomenal. 100% different than carrots you get, even the organic carrots. They'll come all the way from California. They've been picked for a long time. And I know the farmers and I know their soil here. So you know the quality that you're getting. And that's a big difference, not just in flavor, in nutrients, and energy. The bioenergetic cooking that I do measures energy in living systems, and food is all part of that. Food provides this healing information to different areas of our body. Carrots, of course, filled with the beta carotene that our liver converts to vitamin A. The liver does open to the eyes in Chinese medicine, and beta carotene, carrot juice, and so now we have some cubed carrots. We've got some cubed zucchini. So now this sloppy Joe is going to be filled with yumminess, amazing, nothing processed, no processed cans of junk. One of my favorite tomato paste from Italy, Bonaventure. Sounds French. It's on sale right now. So, and it's a glass jar. I try to stay away from cans as much as possible. We have so much aluminum in the air and in our environment. And if you're drinking from aluminum cans, any of those flavored drinks. So I like this. We're putting in some mustard as well, a little bit of Dijon mustard. I've got a little chicken broth. You can use veggie broth in here or beef broth. You know, we just need a little broth. No Worcestershire sauce. Toss it out. This is the alternative. It's coconut aminos, much cleaner. No soy sauce either. This is the alternative for soy sauce. We're using those for flavor. I'm going to get out the rest of the spices and the garlic, and I'll be right back. Thanks for joining in today, guys. And we're back. We have the garlic. I'm using garlic every single day, so I buy the pre-peeled garlic. I also have regular garlic over there. I'm using it all the time, so it stays nice. If you're not using it a lot, it can get moldy. So it just depends on how much you're cooking, but it sure is helpful for you to already have it peeled. Now, you would want to use at least 4 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. You might love it too. So use more. Always feel free to make some edits to a recipe based on your own personal desires. So I like to just rough cut it. It's up to you. I'm not going to screw up this recipe. It's going to taste amazing. Use your board scraper. Put it right into the onions. The onions are already translucent. These electric skillets are really awesome. Gives you another workspace. Of course, you can use it in a regular stainless steel big skillet as well on the stove. So now let's get our turkey meat in there. I have only one knife that I use to open my meat with. Ceramic one. So let's just lop it in there. And now, just like cut it up with your tool here. We're gonna let it start to brown. a nice big working space with this skillet. Now, here's the thing with turkey, my apple sage turkey burgers, they can take a lot. Turkey can take a lot of spices. You'll notice that sometimes turkey burgers, maybe not. So you can add in some extra onion powder and garlic powder if you want to. It's not typically in a recipe like that, but add some more in. Now, the biggest of flavor bombs that we're going to have in this are going to be some chili powder, depending on how much you like chili powder. I don't love it, so I'm putting in a little less. Smoked paprika or regular paprika. Give it a little bit of smoky taste. So I'm putting in some smoked paprika. I don't use it often. I do use paprika for my meats. So I'm putting in a half a teaspoon. And I'm going to put in just about a half a teaspoon of the chili powder as well. And then, of course, we're going to have the mustard, and we're going to have the making the sauce with the coconut aminos, which are really savory. I use coconut aminos to savor up root vegetables before I roast them in the oven. They're fantastic, especially with chopped up herbs, garlic, and rosemary. Fantastic. So let's get this working here. So what I'm going to add around the outside so they can start to cook is the carrots while I'm cooking over here the meat. I just want them to start softening. All right, so let's get the sauce going. You can see this is like such a super easy recipe. Honestly, it's the first time I've made it, but I just love to experiment. I see something, I'll see a general recipe, and then I'll just edit it with quality ingredients and maybe adding in something new for nutrients. That's always my concern, is quality, because we're talking about our cells, what's going to affect our cells, and what nutrients can we give our body. And then can we add something to it like fresh parsley at the end, something that's not cooked, getting in those plant compounds. So this is mustard here. I'm not going to measure. Okay, so if that annoys you, just go with it. That way you don't dirty as much. So we need at least two tables. I need a smaller spoon here to get inside. Where is my smaller spoon? I just had it. We'll use this. Smaller one here. So this jar is, I believe it's we need a quarter of this jar. It's at 8 ounces. So you notice we're not using a jar of sloppy joes in a can or something. You're making your own. It's very easy. We're going to add in some mustard here, some Dijon. We're going to add in some broth, at least probably half a cup to here. If you have some wine, you can add some wine to this, some red wine. It'll cook out. You just have some, you're left with the flavor. So this is a quarter cup of coconut aminos. We get our little wire whisk. Smells really good. Yeah, so this is where you relax and get creative and just have some fun. So I'm not going to use all of this this turkey in the recipe. I'm probably going to save some out for something else for me. The other comfort food that my clients really love is the shepherd's pie that I make. I'll make that with either a bison or a ground turkey with lots of vegetables, and I top it with a roasted mashed cauliflower. Delicious. So these comfort foods filled with nutrients, just fantastic. Once we get the sauce and add a little more broth in there, we're gonna let that cook with the cover. Then the veggies will soften up naturally and be ready to go. So let's get the poblano pepper in there and the red pepper. The meat is already browned. Now we're adding in the other flavorful. Look how yummy this is. So we want a lot of pops of color. Gonna add the zucchini. So you're probably not gonna see any other sloppy Jane recipes like this, is because I'm crafting it here with you as we go. It's the first time I've made it. I know it's going to taste amazing because it's just a bunch of really good food put together. And we're stuffing it in a sweet potato. What doesn't taste amazing about nature's carbs, a sweet potato? Fantastic. So delicious that kids will love it as well. So that smoky paprika is going to give it that kind of smoky, unique flavor. Look at this. Amazing. So now let's get the cover on, which is right here. Okay, we're going to let that soften. I'm going to clean up. We're going to be right back. Thanks for tuning in today. So if you want to give me a thumbs up because you're having fun and you're enjoying this and you love to give back to people that give back to you, and I would love that. You know, I'm here just to have fun and to help inspire people. Okay, we're back. We only have 4 minutes before the sweet potatoes should be ready to check, make sure they're tender. I added a little bit of chicken stock to this, so we get a little bit of steam. That helps to soften your veggies the way you want them. We're gonna put our delicious sauce that we've made in here with the paste, the mustard, the Worcestershire sauce. What else did we put in there? Those are the main things, right? So now let's toss this around. Now we got some amazing flavor going on here. Let me move this down so we can get a little closer. Oh yeah, now it's smelling amazing. So nice big chunks of turkey, lots of veggies. Veggies small enough. Kids love carrots. Carrots are nice and sweet, so especially these right from Worden Farms. I have not put any salt or pepper in yet, so this is where you can season with a little Himalayan. I like the pink Himalayan sea salt. It's called real salt. You can get it at Whole Foods. It's very high quality. You want all of the nutrients in salt. The sea salts have those minerals beyond iodine. There's so many minerals in there, and actually we need those minerals for our for our bone consistency. Good bones are not just made with calcium, they're made with minerals. So we need those minerals. This is actually lemon pepper. I like putting lemon pepper in my poultry dishes. Really great. So let's turn this down. And we are going to get ready to get those. Well, let's see if they're done here. Sounds like they're done. So you're gonna be able to cook the sweet potato a little bit quicker by putting the parchment paper over the top like this. Really great. So you're getting some of that natural steam to then soften those. These are perfect, right? So let's get actually, that's what I'm gonna put them in. These are my Italy either salad or pasta bowl, which I love. So it's just going to look, actually, it's going to be perfect to eat it in this kind of bowl because you want it to kind of spread over the edges. And then if you're having a side of any veggies, any more veggies, actually a coleslaw would be perfect with this. So you just saw my last recipe with the coleslaw, with the pineapple, macadamia nut, or pistachio dressing. Fantastic to have with this. A little bit of coleslaw that's raw, and those raw ingredients heal and fuel your stomach, the L-glutamine from that. Let me just pick this up with a nice little spatula. So what we're going to do, let me get this out of the way. We're going to, we're just going to cut into this. And we're just going to kind of make a little boat here. But we're going to use that sweet potato. So you can kind of just cut it out of the center. You just want to make a little hole in the center. We'll scoop it out and we'll put it right into the mix. Or you can just put it to the side. Let me go get my spoon here. It is a little hot. You want to let these cool a little bit. Not like me. So we're just going to cut out. Oh, it's hot. So obviously you'd let it cool. And we just want to scoop out some of this center here. Just enough to get the meat in there. So you can actually just add the sweet potato back into the mixture as a veggie. So what you do, if you cook two sweet potatoes and you have four of these for 4 people, just scoop out the center like I showed you, make a little hole with a knife, cut through, get the little chunks, put the chunks in here, and then we are ready to go. So let me get cleaned up. We're going to come back. We're going to put this in and you're done. You've got a delicious dinner within a half hour. So fun, so easy. I'm super psyched to eat this because I have an event to go to tonight. So dinner is ready. I'm gonna add some fresh parsley to the top. Parsley is a natural diuretic. It's loaded with plant compounds that are so good for your body, helping you to actually release any stored toxins, just like cilantro does. So we'll get some cut off here. These long pieces, stems, you don't have to worry about it when you're adding these to your smoothies. All right, that looks great. Already washed all the prep bowls, but we don't really need them because we're just putting this on top. Oh, so now when you cut through the parsley, it smells so darn good. Now we traded in the spatula for this serving spoon. We're gonna get a nice heaping spoon. So, you know, sweet potatoes are a woman's best friend. They're your carb cycling your friend. When you're carb cycling the day, you're going to be working out more and you want to get more nature's carbs filled with beta carotene, just like the carrots. Just fantastic. So it's a beautiful trade for having rice, bread, pastas, you know, an occasional organic Italian pasta is a different story, but just know there's carbs in there, a lot of carbs. So it depends on what your goals are, what you're working on. Look how beautiful this is. So now we have Sloppy Janes ready to go in preparation for March 18th, which is National Sloppy Joe Day. And you have something healthier and amazing. It takes hardly any time to make. And you can actually meal prep this, make extra. You put it in a glass container. Everything in here can be frozen. This is perfect. So thanks for tuning in today, guys. And I hope that you'll share what you liked about this and give me a thumbs up. Maybe share it with people that want to be inspired to get back into the kitchen. So thank you, everyone, and have an awesome evening.